If you want to start your bookkeeping business, but feel like the year is practically over, so why bother? This video will help you clear the noise and begin with simple foundations you can actually finish within a few weeks. It is not too late, and you do not need a complicated plan to get started. Today, we're keeping it simple so that you can start your business with ease. Before you think about clients and software and all the things, I want you to focus and start on something simple. Clean your space. Create a basic folder system. Open a fresh notebook. These actions, while they're small, it helps your brain declutter, and you're triggering your brain to know you're getting ready to start something new. You're making space for that new thing that you are going to be starting. So take action. These are not big steps. Even if it's a corner in a room somewhere, clear off the desk. Create an actual physical folder system and a digital one. Easy. And oh my God, who doesn't love a new notebook? I sure do. Let me give you some tips on what you would put in your digital setup. And again, I mentioned this in a previous video, but you could set up this folder in Dropbox, Box, or G Drive, whatever your preference is. So create one folder that's called Bookkeeping Business. It's your bookkeeping business. Inside of your main bookkeeping business folder, it is for your business. This is not the folder for your clients. This is the folder for your business. Inside of that folder, you can start with 3 basic subfolders. You're going to have something for admin, clients, and leads. That's it. One main folder, your bookkeeping business, 3 subfolders, admin, clients, leads. I changed the order a little bit if you want to put it in alphabetical order. Where are you going to perform your business? Where are you going to host your discovery calls? Make room, set up your folder, even if it's a table, even if it's the corner of a table, set it up. That claim your space. You cannot run a business if you're having to pack everything up and put it away and then bring it out. Go and find a secondhand desk if you need to. Ask if anybody has an extra space or an extra table. But you need a dedicated workspace for you to conduct your business. And the last item I'll mention for this digital setup is your email. For the name for your business, your email domain, set that up, and the scheduling link for how you're going to get people to sign up and schedule a discovery call with you. Setting that up will give you such peace of mind. I will link to another video where I walk you through how to set up a scheduling link. And I even tell you what questions to ask and how you can do it inside of your Gmail account so that it's free. So there's no excuse. You can set it up. It'll take a couple of hours to do these things that I'm asking you to do. Do a little cleanup, a little setup, and a little tutorial and put it in place. It is for your business, so dedicate some time to get it done. Simple, easy peasy. You can do it. These small steps build clarity. When I first started my business back in 2011, I didn't have a niche or a fancy website or a logo or a business card. I didn't have any of that. I had a clean desk. And it was a hand-me-down. My best friend's husband was getting rid of his desk, and I always loved it. So I think that maybe I gave him a couple of maybe $20 for it, but that's what I set up. I cleaned it up and I set it up with the things that I thought I needed. And in the early days, before I had set up my domain, I just used my personal Gmail account until I got around, and took a couple of weeks for me to decide on the name and set things up in the back end, because I was not only setting that up, but I was already doing my direct outreach and designing my offers. So I was a little bit busy, and it did take me a little bit longer, but it should not take you that long. And I set up my folder system inside of the G Drive that I was using to communicate with my contacts about what I was doing and who I was looking to serve. Again, having those 3 things allowed me to feel like I was ready to go with my desk, my file folder system, and my email scheduling link set up. That's it. And so now that you have your space set up, we'll talk about your very first offer. Choose one simple offer to begin with. You do not need a full list of services. You only need one simple offer that you can confidently speak about, especially when someone asks you, what do you do? Let me share with you a few starter options that I would recommend. Monthly bookkeeping for a business owner who may have had a bookkeeper all along, but maybe she's retiring or she's moving or she doesn't want to do the work anymore. Those books are clean. They've been kept up to date. You can offer a monthly service bookkeeping. Simple. Just the transactions that you do. And maybe you say, at this time, I don't offer payroll services. You're not doing sales tax. You're not doing personal taxes. You just outline what the monthly bookkeeping service looks like. That's it. Or you could create a simple offer for a cleanup project, especially at the end of the year. What a great opportunity for you to create a nice little simple offer saying, hey, Did the year get away from you? Do you need to get caught up with your book so that it's in time for your tax preparer to do your taxes? You can totally pitch that side of giving them peace of mind to enjoy the holidays, knowing that hiring you to do the cleanup or a catch-up package. I interchange those because the catch-up could be simple, but the cleanup could be a little bit more time-consuming. But you could create a cleanup service offer for year-end special promotional offer. Boom, that's all you're going to do. Or on the side, you could do a catch-up. Catch-up means a little bit more of the books were pretty clean up to a point, but then the owner got busy and he never got around to hiring anybody to help him. And now here we are. They just need to get their books caught up, but for the most part, they're pretty clean. They've been filing taxes on time. So once you get them through that catch-up, maybe you pitch your services to convert them to a recurring monthly bookkeeping client. So far, I've named 3, but there is one more that gets overlooked because it seems so simple, but sometimes people need help with just reviewing their books. Are all the transactions booked in the right accounts? Are all the bank accounts and credit cards reconciled? Are all the transactions or expenses categorized in the right expense account? Is it consistent? You could come up with 10, 15, 20 checkpoint review that you could offer for people's books, especially if they're, let's say you're a QuickBooks Online expert. You could have access to their books or ask them to send you their file. You upload their file and you could fill out a report based on all the things that you checked and that you feel it's like either it passed or it failed and how you could, make it pass, like what your recommendations would be. So those are 4 simple offers that you could create and offer. I am no way saying that you need to offer all 4 to begin with. I'm saying one of these could be the one that appeals to you the most, that you could offer right away, and that you could create a nice little write-up as to what it is that the service is all about, and to hop on a discovery call with you so you could get a little bit more information and go over how this would work. How does that sound? If you want more help creating that first simple offer, I recorded a separate video where I go into much more detail on how to set each one of these simple offers up. I will insert the card to that video here and you can watch it after this one. Once you decide on your starter service, your first simple offer, the next step is to focus on one piece of software, accounting software, that you will specialize in, that that is what you're going to support and become an expert in, because with expertise comes speed, accuracy, efficiency. And so I want you to think about, is it going to be Xero, FreshBooks, QuickBooks Online, or something else? But don't try to do all of the software systems. Choose one to begin with because it'll make it so much easier for you to become an expert and to make an offer and let the customers know, here's a software that I specialize in and that I can support you in. There's no convincing for them to convert over from Xero to QBO. If they are comfortable using one software, but it's not in line with what you use, let them go. There will be somebody else. A mistake that I see so often new bookkeepers make is that they want to do all the things. They want to serve all of the people and ultimately end up choosing multiple software tools. And they do this because they don't want to turn the prospects away, especially in the beginning. You want paying clients and you're tempted to say yes. I've shared with you before that when you start using a lot of different software, the efficiency goes away, the speed, the accuracy, and you're switching back and forth between different systems. I just cannot stress this enough. You need to pick one software system that you love working in, like the back of your hand. It comes in time, because that will make you be so much faster, accurate, efficient. As I've already said, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's worth repeating. Trust me when I tell you, choosing one software tool to specialize in makes it so much easier for you to say yes to the right clients and no to the wrong ones. And the wrong ones would be people who use a software system that's outside of your area of expertise. That kind of system proficiency is what keeps you profitable. And I often tell you, I want to help you to start and grow a profitable, flexible business, not just start a business. And this is one of the ways that you become profitable, when you become so fast and so efficient that you can perform a service in a lot less time so that you can then still charge high fees, but it is for your expertise, for you knowing that software in and out, and knowing the shortcuts and knowing all the tips and tricks that it can do. Pick that software and start practicing. Between now and when you start your business in a few weeks or at the beginning of the year, I often recommend QBO. It's the most user-friendly to some, but Xero is another one, Xero, not both, one or the other. And then after selecting your software tool, it's your digital assets, right? Are you going to choose Dropbox or Box? Are you going to use Dropbox to work with G Drive folders? Just choose where you're going to be, because when you select that, you have your tech stack. You start adding things like, okay, I'm going to use QuickBooks Online for my bookkeeping transactions. I'm going to use Dropbox and G Drive for my digital files, and I'm going to use Asana project management system. You start to build your tech stack. Right now, I am not saying you add all those other ones. Just simply pick one software tool for delivering your bookkeeping and one software tool to set up and manage your digital documents. Okay, that's it. That is enough. And if you feel like you want to explore QuickBooks Online without making the investment yet, I'll link to another video where I show you how to access the QBO sample company for free. And I also walk you through step by step on how you can start practicing your skill set inside of that sample company before you get started if you want to roam around a little bit. Test drive. Once you have your software and admin tools picked, let's go ahead and look ahead to January or to when you decide to start your business. It shouldn't be that long. It should only be a few weeks out from where we are right now. Your goal for January or your goal for the month that you're going to start does not need to be so big that it feels unattainable. Choose something that is realistic that you know you can complete. Set yourself up for the win. Let me give you a few examples just to get your creative juices flowing. Focus on booking one discovery call or update your LinkedIn bio. And even that could feel overwhelming. Just focus on maybe coming up with a banner for your main page and updating the title that you give yourself for your business. That's it. Update your LinkedIn bio. Reach out to 2 ex-coworkers. That's it. Now, as I'm going through this list, I am not suggesting you do all of these. I'm giving you a list to choose from. Maybe you pick one and you're like, that's easy. I think I can do maybe a couple more. It's up to you. But choose something, a goal that you can realistic achieve. Maybe you focus on something a little bit more challenging, like your pricing, or something easy. Set up and label your digital folders for your business and maybe the templated ones for your future client. Maybe you spend time setting up templates for your initial intake questionnaire, maybe even like your service contract or the message that will go when you deliver the service contract. Set up some of those templates in January or looking ahead into the month where you're going to be seriously launching your business, and carve out time for you to practice in the QuickBooks Online company file. I don't know about you, but if I don't put things in my calendar, it does not happen. In the beginning, when I made my decision, and I did do it over the holidays, I made a promise to myself that I would reach out to 3, 4, even 5 contacts, people in my network, that I would reach out to them and let them know what I was thinking of doing, when I was going to be doing it, and a little bit of a pitch if they knew somebody that could use my services. Now, I send a lot more emails once I got on a roll, and I customized a couple of different messages that I could then reuse over and over again. Again, depending on who I was reaching out to, I customized it. But I emailed a lot more people. But I will say, out of that exercise, for my January start, I got a few responses, and out of those, I did book a client. Not my first client, but one of the first clients that I did book. Now that you have a starter goal, let's make sure that you actually have time to work on it, to work on your business, or to work on the goal that you're setting for yourself. Before the holidays get so busy, block out a little bit of time to work on your business. Even 30 minutes here and there, 2, 3 times a week, 30 minutes can make such a big difference. And I know some of you are going to push back and feel like you don't have that kind of time. But if you have time to watch football or basketball or some series on Netflix or your favorite show on Hulu, I don't even know. You have time to watch a show, you have time to work on your business. Make yourself and your goal a priority. Your life may be full right now, but consistency is so much more important than perfection. When you protect your time, you give yourself a simple path forward. And that's the truth. If you want more guidance, more links, more context, I have a free resource that I created with the intention of having you take action. They're actionable steps to help you keep moving forward, gain momentum, take the wins, all with the goal of having you establish a strong foundation for your business. Some of you may have already grabbed it, others have not. I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video, but the resource is called 10 Steps to Kickstart Your Bookkeeping Business. I recently completely updated the entire resource. When you sign up for it, it is hosted in a platform that you have to log in for, but you have the 10 steps are there, but every step has additional context, descriptors, links, and I walk you through it step by step. Don't be fooled. Just because it's a free resource does not mean that it doesn't have a ton of value. All right, before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. Clear your space and set up a simple folder system. Choose a starter service that you can feel confident in. Pick one tool you want to learn and use first. Set one small realistic goal for January. Give yourself the gift of time. Carve out 30 minutes every couple of days or a few times a week to work on your business. These are all pieces that help you start strong without feeling overwhelmed. In the next video of this 6-part video series, I'll be talking to you about the different phases of starting your bookkeeping business, what comes after foundations, how to get ready for clients, and what to focus on as you begin to grow, especially when you start seeing momentum. It's very exciting. These phases, when pulled together, will help you to understand the bigger picture so that you can be thinking about and know what your next step is. Thank you for watching and spending this time with me. Remember that you can start simple and start now. I'm Veronica. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.